Okay, so we need to get to Blender and check where we left off last time. Okay. C van 70 blend. Okay, so that's the vans we were starting to work with. They have like those doors that need to be cut out. Those doors need to be cut out. So some seats here that we removed, and then they left a hole here. Some strange loose edges here with someone not doing proper cleanup on geometry. So yeah, lots to do. Lots to do. So here we have some strange gap. Because on one hand we have this vertex and that vertex, and they probably should be the same, but they are not. So let's turn magnet to vertices, move, snap here. Same deal of this vertex. It can be snapped into here. Now here that vertex, just following the same trend, snap you here. That vertex. That can be snapped here, but I'm not sure that would be a good idea. So maybe that gap here we either should fix the other way around. Like take that vertex and snap it up here. Or leave it be. Yeah, that vertex can be snapped here. So now no gaps. Okay, that sounds fun. Here, let's take that vertex in here. Okay, that vertex move up here. That vertex up here. Okay, so there's a triangle missing here, but not here. Huh. That's odd. Well, I guess there is. Because here we have some more geometry that is just missing on this side. Okay. So that edge and that edge need to be filled. Oh, not that way. Let's take those two. Let's just those two. Let's extrude. Yeah. I said take just this vertex, move it here. That one moves here. That one moves in here. Okay, and another face, extrude. Like that. That goes here. Okay. That fixes gaps on this side, and now we have this larger gap here. Starting from those two edges, we should extrude it 2 times. So let's extrude once. Let's extrude by Z again. that one, let's slide you all the way here, you all the way here. Let's use knife tool to add a cut here for symmetry. And now snap. Oh, okay. Don't move that way. Okay, we want that vertex to match here, that vertex to match here, that to match here, and same way here. Now that vertex, turn off auto weld, slide all the way up and slide till it makes sense here. Okay, that sounds kind of reasonable. Looks. Okay. Now these doors. Okay, let's cut like that. Now that vertex, let's slide it a little bit here. That vertex, not really needed. That vertex, let's turn off magnet, and along that edge, slide to where the door starts. Slide in here. Okay, that's decent, but we need to resolve some of those awkward geometries here. Look at that. Slide that up, slide that up. Okay, so quad, triangle. Let's cut from here to here. That edge dissolve. That edge dissolve. That edge, yeah, you can stay, I guess. Okay, so that's our geometry for those two doors. We'll have to cut it along this line as well. Let's do that now, actually. Start by cutting like that, then cutting up. And let's fix this edge here. Okay. Okay, slide that down, slide that up, slide that up. Oh, auto weld was off. Okay. Well, we'll deal with it a bit later. So all those separate into their own object, and here we go. That's where the interior will be. Okay. Same tricks this way. Start from corner. Yeah, not even here. Okay. I want to start from here, cut to here and up here. That gives us one piece of geometry. Now cutting from here up to here. That's the other. Let's move you here, just because we'll need a cut. And that geometry there already exists. Well, cutting from an existing vertex is a bit easier. Slide here, those match, cut from here into here and into here. Cool. That should do that. Split selection. Okay, that's good. Now, with this interior, first obvious thing to do is to take this vertex, cut up, and mirror-wise, let's take this vertex, cut. Oh, we have like something here. We also have some edges here that we don't really need, but we'll deal with them later. Okay, that one we can drop those faces. And here. Drop all those faces. Now, okay, we need to have another cut from here into this corner. Like that, so that's fine. And some excessive geometry here needs to be removed. So we don't need that many edges here. That should do. And similarly on this side. That should do. Cool. Cool beans. Now, next thing we want is, yeah, we'll fill those gaps. Okay, those doors are now cut. And I believe everything we could have cut by geometry is already cut. So, yeah, that's fine. One thing, though. Yeah, those doors. You see, they don't match where they should be, so let's take a knife and cut like that. Knife and cut and cut. Now slide some intermediate vertices around. Okay, and faces on this side and on this side. Let's separate selection, hide that, and they should be joined with this vehicle. So that and that, they need to be together. Okay, that is almost good. Let's take a knife to here. Let's take a knife in here. Now those vertices with magnet on, let's slide and match here. Slide and match here. Okay, that's good. That is good. Select all, mesh, clean up, merge by distance, 79 vertices removed. So now this geometry should be much more manageable. Oh, I forgot to kind of move those seats out into their own objects, but they should be their own objects anyway, so they don't get mushed together by this geometry simplify a bit. Okay, so this has blind windows here. That has double windows here. So those windows are different for all of those 3 them variants. Okay, so this is not part of a shared geometry. So we will take those 2 faces, those 2 faces, those 2 faces, and those 2 faces, and move now. We'll do that, but in a short while. So first let's select this door frame, let's extrude it out a bit, and let's start welding inside to outside. Move you here. Here we need another vertex here, but we don't have it, so let's invent it. Take cut here and move up here. That vertex connects here. That vertex connects here, and we need more cuts, like 1 cut here to connect in this way, and another cut from here, so we can connect that and that. Here, let's connect you in here. Oh, and we, I guess, have enough geometry here already. I'm not sure we need all that geometry. Like, I'm fairly certain we can just get away with removing those faces here. But, yeah, it was good to have it because we needed it a bit. Just a bit. Oh, we need another vertex here. So cut from here to here and slide to match this one. Okay, so that interior connection is done. Let's do the same on the other side. Extrude by X a little bit. Move here, move here, move here, move here. Okay. Now that, let's make an extra vertex here and match it this way. That matches here. Knife. Cut. Weld. Knife. 1. Oh. Cut that way. Weld here and weld here. So that interior is connected as well. Now a rear interior. Borders, well, the process is largely the same. Let's select this edge loop. Let's select this edge loop. Why don't you select? Do we have some non-quad geometry around? Let's disable textures so it might be easier to see. So why are you not? Oh, because we have some interior faces here that we don't really need. Well, we can use them. We can. They are just not where we need them to be. Okay, some of them, yeah, kind of were, but not all of them by far. So, Alt-M to switch. Hello. Hello. Sorry. Lee Arnold. Hello. Sorry if I butchered your name. Welcome to the stream. I hope you like it here. Move along y-axis. Okay, and now we need to re-weld some vertices back where they belong. Okay. That goes here. And that goes here. And now that gap is closed. Similarly, we want that vertex to go here. And that vertex should go here. So now we have kind of a lip here, but that would close itself. So the stream is going fine. I'm done with gameplay part, so you just barely missed it by like 20 minutes. Now I'm making mods, or well, making sure that vehicles have parts that can be animated. So that's the gist of my main stream. And if you want to learn a thing or two about like some 3D modeling basics, animations basics, yeah, like I said, there's a game called Project Zomboid. It's a pretty neat zombie survival simulator. And one of things you can do there is drive vehicles. But well, not my game, I'm making a mod for the game. The game is kinda old already, still in early access though. But yeah, that's like a good, that's a good indie game. If you want to check it out, I really suggest you do, because it's cool. And it's currently hatching a new update that added farmable animals, that overhauled crafting systems. One thing that is still missing from the game is vehicle interactions. Because in a game, you can drive a vehicle, but that's like you come close to the vehicle, then the character disappears, and you now control the vehicle. Which is fine and all, but sometimes like your vehicle might have a hood open, so it opens your engine to excessive damage, or you might have forgotten to close the door behind you, so zombies now can grab and bite you, and you don't really see it with vanilla vehicle models. So I'm making a mod that makes vehicle parts openable. So if you want, I can show you how it looks in game. But that will take a while to load though. My PC is not the fastest. Okay. Let's start playing. But while it loads, I'll just do some more editing if it doesn't interrupt me. Okay. Okay. It seems like I wouldn't be able to model while the game is loading. So let's just stare at some loading screens. So, and what is your jam on Twitch? Like, what are you looking for and how did you find this stream? Because I know it's marked for gaming for this particular game. But yeah, it's mostly mod making. also, since you seem to be interacting here, how is the sound? Because I'm always anxious how my setup is working. Because I am not nearly confident enough to know how it works just by diagnostics in OBS and other metrics. Okay, so loading game. So that's the main game. And let's load. That is our work in progress file, I believe, here. Let's play. Oh, well, welcome. I'm always ready to hang out. I have about 3 more hours of streaming planned ahead. And I hope you like it. So if you have any questions about me or about what I'm doing or about the game, yeah, 6 hours total. I usually schedule first 2 hours to like a challenge mode gameplay of Project Zomboid. That is like you start in the middle of zombie apocalypse, totally naked in the middle of winter, blackout drunk with a shard of glass stuck up your leg so you can't move properly, and the house you start in is on fire. So that's called like a very bad day start. That's an homage to a game called Cataclysm. But yeah, that's like the mode I started and survived for about 2 weeks now, starting with this character. So here are some vehicles. That one wasn't processed yet. So here you can see it just shows me mechanics outright, and if I go near here, I just get to disappear, and then maybe drive this vehicle if we have keys and gas, which we don't. Well, okay. And the mod I'm working on is changing vehicles to behave like this. So, like, close the hood or open it before you can access mechanics. Like, doors can be opened, windows can be rolled down, and you can see that, yeah, the character is in there. So that's the animations I'm adding. And I have processed all of vanilla vehicles with one mod, and that is like a popular mod that adds about 250 more vehicles to the game with large varieties. Well, some filling gaps, some adding new types, like semi-trucks. Let me spawn one. Debug, main spawn vehicle. Let's call it Peterbilt. Like, yeah, that's like a modded truck added to the game. That's not animated yet, but I'm planning on working it too. Largest vanilla vehicle is, I believe, this step van. Where have PZK, step van, mobile lab. So yeah, that's like the biggest vanilla vehicle. That is a modded vehicle. So I'm working on adding animations to those, and RV. Some of those are like here. This is an RV house that is animated, and if we look from the other side, okay, please get me a key. Now let's make sure we have gas, which we do. So let's start drive this vehicle. Sounds are off because I am in debug mode. So to do to do this mod, I enabled cheats for myself. So yeah, that's why the vehicle is silent. But here we are. Oh, that's locked. Let's unlock all doors or get the key. So unlock all doors, please. So here we have, like, if we open this door, you can see that there are some interior items inside as well. Remove this rear window. Windows are not transparent, unfortunately, but yeah, that's just the limitation of the game. Oh, zombies, they are not around here because I'm deliberately far away from civilized areas just to be not bothered by zombies. But if you want to check them out, yeah, I can show you. Where would we go? So, I suspect here would be a good place. Hope I don't... Okay, that's... Did I land in a park or did I just overshot it a bit? Let's get debug. Cheats, fast moves, enabled, save. Yeah, the game map is huge. For me, it's 1 p.m. Okay, so I just messed up and landed somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Further, maybe here. Yeah, also not. Okay, I know what I should do. Let's get item list. Let's spawn some map. Can we okay, Louisville map 1. Give me 1. Now if we read this map, can we... Okay, yeah, here it is, read map. Okay, and now we should have like a decent point of reference here. So that's the largest city in game. It's based on Louisville, Kentucky. I am from Moscow in Russia, so that's like very far away. Okay, so that's some wildlife diagnostics, some wild rats, some vehicles around. And here's the zombie. One zombie is not... Oh, hello, raccoon. One zombie is not a problem. But this game features a lot of zombies. Yeah. So here's like a small horde of 4. Usually they get a lot bigger. Like 20 is default max size of a zombie grouping. It is far away. Let's try to find some area with more zombies. Oh, yeah, it's already getting slow. So, once again, zombies are ignoring me because I am in like a cheat mod. Well, yeah, that many zombies would be like a problem. But if you want to see a real trouble, let me get this cheat list again. Items list. Let me find a shotgun. Okay. Add one. Cheats. Yeah, let's use this cheat for unlimited ammo. Okay, animal cheats I don't need. And where's the ammo cheat? Yeah, unlimited ammo. And we'll keep God mod so they can't kill me, but okay. That's a problem. I was too close. Take both hands. So here we have a problem with some zombies. Let's unlimited carry as well. Unlimited carry, unlimited endurance. Please tick. Okay, so some zombies spotted us, but we have a shotgun. That would be like an easy fix now, yes? So we... Oops. Well, shooting a zombie... Oh. Yeah, and you see now every zombie around heard this shotgun, and they're gonna converge on this area from pretty far away. Oh, there's a semi-trailer. And if you're not careful with firearms, you can get in a lot of trouble. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to our... Oh. Yeah, let's get back to our editing grounds. That should be teleport here. Yay. So, yeah, and also that game with zombies, it has like hardcore zombie survival aspect, meaning if you get one bite, you're done for. You cannot recover from that, and in about 3 days the character will die and the character will become a zombie. If you get like scratched in a scuffle, then there's a chance that you might get infected with a zombie virus. That's a small chance, like 7%, like 1 in 15. But if you get unlucky roll and you start getting queasy, once again, nothing you can do, 3 days, and you get a new character. So that's pretty hardcore. And you can die to many other things aside from zombies, like you can starve to death, die of thirst, freeze, poison yourself if you eat something wrong, like some unidentified mushrooms. If you like run a generator for power but enclosed it into a space and spend too much time breathing in fumes, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Yeah, we can add each other on Discord, but I don't have like a community, it's just my personal Discord. And let me get it here. How is it called? If I can find it. You account. So my Discord username would be probably that, though I'm not sure. Anyway, I hope that demonstration of the game was fun, but let's get back to building more vehicles. Okay, Blender. Okay, so now that interior is mostly done, but we have some more issues. Like we have those windows, and we can see that other variants of this truck that has different configurations of those windows. So we cannot share this geometry for all vehicles. And to do that, let's separate some of that differing geometry into its own object. Like that. Okay, so that's our shared geometry so far. One more thing that we probably should move out of this geometry here. Oh, yeah, that's okay. That's moved already. So the engine block is done. Okay. Now, when we want to remove this window here, so that needs to be disabled. Like we can only remove based on geometry. We cannot remove based on texture. That's kind of what vanilla game does right now, but that's why we build our mod. So we start by inset and move that, add more vertices that are just in a little bit. And now take every vertex and move it, well, slide it till it gets to roughly where it should be. Okay, so here that one, let's slide it here. Let's switch off magnets, slide that down here. Now sliding that till that edge moves where we want it to be, and then slide along this edge. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Though, just fair warning, I am not very active on Discord. That's because, well, in Russia, Discord is currently being kind of suppressed. So you need to use VPN to access it, and I don't always keep my VPN on. That means I quite often don't respond on Discord, just because I'm just not there at the moment. Hope that's fine with you. Okay, that's... probably should move it up a bit. Yeah, that looks like it matches most of this geometry. Well, most of this window shape, so we can take that whole thing and move it into its own object. So now it can be like enabled or disabled. Now, my favorite quotation marks part. We have processed this window, but we want it to make sense from the inside too. And at that moment, it doesn't. Because if we switch on backface culling mode, we can see that a lot of those faces only exist from one side. And that is bad. So in order to fix it, let's take... well, we want... oh, hello. So here we have some faces we can use, but we wouldn't. but at least they make sure that, those bits are offset. And that bit too. Let's cut, delete faces. Okay. Now, what the duck? Okay, yeah, that kinda then makes sense, I guess. So we need to get this interior to match with the exterior frame. So let's cut an extra vertex from this corner, grab you and match you with magnet here. And you should be matching in here. Okay, that's fine. Same deal on this side, guess. Move here. Oh, yeah. If you're still here, you asked me what I'm doing for a living, and yeah, I am a programmer currently working on online surveys. But last few years I've been in games development, because I like making games, I like modding games. Well, you probably could have guessed. Okay, all those faces, let's Alt-M, move this selection, and with transparency mode, just move them without magnet, please. Move them in a bit. So just so they don't attach to the outside here. Now let's get those vertices back where they started, because them I'm pretty happy where they were. I just wanted the front to be moved. Now, with front moved, we now can take those front edges, extrude them by Z a little bit. Yeah, let's make them distinct. And now weld inside vertices to outside vertices. And that one we'll have to select that, and from this side move here. Okay, those now done. Same deal here. Select edges. Extrude by Z. Go to vertex mode. Move here. Move here, move here. Okay. That gets us most of the way there where we want to go. But we still have those sides to fix. To do that, let's select that one and that one. Extrude by Z, move up. And you, let's move you up here and move you in here. Same here. Move you up here and here. And finally, that edge and that edge also extrude. Oh. Well, that's awkward. That is not how I wanted it to go. Okay, so let's undo that. Huh. Okay, so I want that edge to be not here. So what other edge configuration can we have? Oh, that's kind of the only one and the correct one. Okay. So instead, let's move you up here, move you up here. And cut a knife from down. That. And you move in here. Well, no, I don't dig it still. Okay, so how can we fix that? Because that vertex cannot just hang in the air. I can cut like that and dissolve this edge. Oh, yeah, that's not working. Okay, I think I know what I should do. So I should add a vertex here. Then that matches here, okay. That matches here, okay. And that one, let's remove auto weld. So first we slide you here, then we slide you here. And then let's move you along y-axis to get some depth here. Okay, so that face here, that's not something we want. So let's drop that face. Then we can extrude those two. And get you here, you here. Okay, let's start you here, you here. Guess that makes sense. And you go here. And let's cut those into triangles. Okay, that works. So that adds some depth here. Not too much. Maybe if we slide that way. Nah, that doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work for those faces here. And we'll still maintain this edge, which we want to avoid. Okay, that's fine. Oh, here you go again. Okay, let's cut from here to here. Nope. Let's undo that. Let's Alt-M split this. Move along y-axis. That's fine. Now cut that way. Move along y-axis. Let's move you closer. And then let's weld this all back. And now those two, let's extrude. Okay, so that's filled in. Good, good. All of those, yeah, they have different front plates. So front plates are also kind of vehicles make specific. Oh, and why is that crooked? Did we mess up on hood? Yeah, we did. So that one, that needs to be separated and reattached to this vehicle. Control J. Okay, mesh, clean up, delete loose. 4 vertices, 6 edges, 0 faces. Okay. Mesh, clean up, merge by distance. Okay, all vertices are now merged. So that front plate, that's gonna be make specific. So let's drop it from here and rears. Well, those two share the same lights. That one has its own. And they're all condensed to this area. So that one also needs to be like removed. Cool. Now that's stripped down van if I saw one. So all this geometry is shared among all of those 3 vans here. Let's give it an appropriate name. New collection. Let's call it components. Let's name this object as component van shared and move it all the way here. Now, hide that. So we have front, we have those windows here. Now, those windows are specific to this particular vehicle. So let's call it like, yeah, vehicle van, if it's called van 70 or Chevalier van 70. What's the first vehicle on our list? B42 checklist. Chevalier van 70. Let's take that name and name it this way. Now let's copy and give it a name based on other variant. So how is the next one called? Is dash van 70. So it's not Chevalier, it's dash van 70. And final one is dash van 70 Riddle, which we'll keep off for now. So that van here, it needs to have some windows, well, filed through. Let's take those 2 faces, those faces, those faces, and those faces. That's gonna be an easy task. We just inset, kind of match those top and bottom parts. Now let's select this diagonal and that diagonal, dissolve edges, take those 2 and slide them in to roughly match where window is. Take that one and slide. Well, let's match that position. Yeah, kind of overdid it a bit. Slide about here, I guess. And now that vertex and that vertex, let's slide in. Cool. So that's roughly our window positions. So now if we take that and that, move them into their own object, that's going to be fine. But we have windows on the outside and full on wall on the inside, which is wrong. So let's get rid of those faces. Move. Okay, and now we have interior connected to the exterior. So that's our option for this particular van. And we want to connect it to the rest of the van. So here, let's edit, generate, use array modifier. That's a bit counterintuitive in Blender, but array modifier, its intention is to like copy the same geometry several times over. But we want to use like array with 1 count and no offset. Then tick merge, UV caps, UVs, okay, caps here. Let's select object component van shared. And now what it does, it uses this shared object here as a template that should be added to here. And now you can see that those windows we created, they match this interior here. Totally fine, totally valid. Next, that one, yeah, that's Windows here. This, we want to use a different material here. So we want to use -van material. So it has two windows here. Well, two windows is kind of more than one. Let's, okay, we cannot cut through. Well, let's start the same way we did last time. So let's select everything. Let's hit insert and move it slightly till we like start touching glass parts. Now that diagonal and that diagonal, let's dissolve edges, and this time let's dissolve edges here too. Now Control R, that adds an edge loop across all geometry, but it only works with quad geometry, so we need to have like 4 corners on each face. Now mouse wheel up will increase the number of cuts we make, so we want 2. So let's put that here and do the same for other bits. So that cut, and on the inside let's just 2 cuts and 2 cuts. That's okay. Now here we want to match some of those vertices together. Well, to correct positions on windows. That slide in. Let's disable magnet while we're sliding. Slide that way. Slide that way. Slide that way. Okay, it added those vertices on the outside that we're not gonna match with anything on the shared geometry, so let's just move them into corners and enable auto weld on. Let's shove them to corners like that. Okay, that's fine. Now those 4, let's slide them down a bit. And that roughly matches where windows are at. Now here, let's slide this in. So they kind of match where the exterior was. And also I want to add 1 extra cut here. Okay, same deal that way. Let's shove those 2 corners. Okay. Now those 2 are our window objects that we can remove. Those 2 faces, we can just drop them as faces. And then let's match with magnet interior vertices to exterior vertices. And now, because we have this extra rigid loop here, we are gonna maintain some semblance of geometry here. That way, and that way, and that way. Okay, so that feels a little bit too sharp. So let's take those 2, move along x-axis, and move that in that way. Maybe move it back a little bit. So yeah. And let's just for symmetry add cut here so we don't have this awkward quad, not quad. And here. Oops. Let's cut the same way here. So that is like two triangles rather than this awkward shape. Okay, so that's geometry for our double windows on one side and same deal on other. That's fine. Okie dokie. Select all of those, slide down collectively. Select all of those and slide them up together. Okay, that's our other window. Remove selection, that's fine. Now, those. If we want to move that along y-axis, we can use magnet to match position here. Move along y-axis to match position here. Slide here. That one slide here. That one slide here. Slide that way. Slide that way. Okay, you move along y to match here. And you move along y to match here. Okay, and that's fine. Let's add two cuts here in the middle. Slide one into another. Slide those two corners. Okay. Drop those faces and let's connect. And once again, move along X to kind of that way. Okay, so that's our double window geometry. And just as with one window geometry, we can generate array no count, no offset, caps, use, when shared. And that is, yeah, and tick merge. And that is our geometry with double windowed when here. Which is fine. Okay, that's a problem. So those two headlights are too high. And they got crapped on this shared geometry bit then. That means that those front faces also need to be like make specific. Separate them into their own object. Now hide that. And yeah, those two need to be joined together. Mesh, cleanup, merge by distance. Okay, so that's our front. That is for Chevalier 170. And we need, well, let's make a copy of it. Let's call it component grill Chevalier V70. And because that's a component item, let's move it here. Now let's make a copy. And instead of Chevalier, let's name it dash V70. Hide that, and that object should use this dash material. Okay, so we have 2 of those now. Now we can cut out headlights. So to do that, let's take our knife tool and just approximate the shape of this light. Usually 8 vertices is enough. Like so. Slide up here. Okay. Now, that edge can be dissolved, right? Yeah. So we have quad, 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 triangle, triangle, triangle. Yeah, let's leave those be. Okay. Okay. So now that's gonna be our left headlight. That's gonna be our right headlight. That can be removed each on their own. Now select those holes, edge, mark as sharp, extrude inwards, make sure we're set to individual origins pivot, scale 0, and UV editing. We have Chevalier, Van 70. Select all. Hey. Okay, select all, clamp into one point, and get sample color from somewhere in here. So now there's this dark hole where the light should be if it's missing, but if it's installed, we see the light. That's a simple trick. Let's call those. Okay, let's give those lights appropriate names. Light Chevalier front left object. Copy and name this one Light Chevalier front right object. Okay, that's fine. Now, that Chevalier van object here that we work with, we can add another modifier. Oh, Nope, don't apply yet. Duplicate. And that second modifier, let's select component grill Chevalier 70. And now our vehicle also has this grill installed. Okay, edge, set sharpness by angle, Alt N, average by face area. What now? Mesh, cleanup, merge by distance, edge, set sharpness by angle, Alt N, average face area. Okay. That's kind of better. You know, that vehicle also has its grill and lights set up. Okay. Let's drop that and component grill dash 70. So that needs to be something else. So for example, here, with this vehicle here, if we try to, in similar vein, duplicate that and try to use this Chevalier grill, you see it has cutouts for headlights in one place, but the texture for those headlights in a different place. So that's not gonna do. So that means we'll have to use this grill dash 70, but it doesn't have cutouts for headlights yet. So that's what we're gonna change. So move here. And once again, our knife tool. Let's stencil that out. Oh, no, that's not stenciling what I'm doing. Stenciling is another technique in Blender that is performed using Boolean operator. If you want, I can show it. Maybe on rear lights. Let's cut that way. Let's cut that way. Okay. And I guess that edge can be dissolved, just as those two edges. Similarly on this side. Okay, like that. Cut that way. Slide that way. Slide that. Slide that way rather than move that way. And you two, let's slide you here. So now cut. And we still end up with 3 edges to dissolve. Okay, that's fine. Now that's one light. That's the other light. Can be removed. Select. Edge set sharp. Extrude by Y. Individual origins, clamp to zeros. Let's check this when shared geometry. Okay. That's a bit wrong here. So we have those faces here connected to wrong geometry. I guess those two. Alt M, move selection, move by Y at 1. Okay. So now, insides of that selection, I want to keep where they are. So that, and guess that bits, they can move along Y at 1 negative and get auto-welded back where they started. Now other vertices, not so much. So that vertex should go with magnet on here. That vertex should go in here instead. And that one, I guess, there too. Oh, we have more of those. Okay. So you go here too. Okay. That one should go here. That one should go here. That was me misattributing some vertices. Okay, still we see a little bit of an issue here. Don't we? Oh. No, we don't. Because that geometry shouldn't be here, should it? Okay, I guess this was part of the hood insides, and we don't need it anymore. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, and on this side, nope. Yeah. Drop those faces. So the engine block interior is secure. There is no clipping here. That's fine. Everything is fine now. Do we have... yeah, we have some top bits here too. Nope. Nope. That one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Drop faces. Anyway, let's finish this grill. So we want to select all those faces and all those faces. UV editing, select all, clamp, and I said clamp, and sample from here. Okay. So now if we check out this vehicle, it has correct headlights, correct windows, correct headlights, and tail lights. Well, that's the same principle we have here. We got what this bit here, that's going to be called like component tail Chevalier 70. Ah, hello Peter, glad to see you here. Sorry, I probably missed you a little bit. Okay. Component tail Chevalier 70, so that's component, so it goes here. Now we want copy that. Okay. We want to copy that and call it a dash 70. So that's okay. And I feel like I messed up a little bit here. So I didn't copy that enough times. So I need one more. I seriously need one more because of that. But I guess because it was cut up here and here, that's not that big of a problem, because we can select those two and match them on the insides. Oh, do we not have matching here? That's a problem. Okay. Okay, never mind then. Let's leave those be. Let's take that vehicle here. And what I messed up was, okay, let's duplicate this whole setup. Let's call it dash 70 riddle. Edit, and now we want to kind of get rid of some of this geometry here. So breaking geometry is kind of easier than making it. So we just select those two vertices here, X, dissolve vertices. And no, that didn't work the way I planned. Either way. Huh. Oh, let's for now disable. Huh? Oh, yeah, that's because this. Let's disable those modifiers. And let's start by taking this all the way here, that all the way here, that here, and that here. That goes all the way here, all the way here, and out that way. Okay, that fixed our outside, but left the inside tragically still broken. Okay. And to unbreak it, what can we do? So let's select all of that. Let's insert that a little bit. Okay, that doesn't work. Let's get that back in shape. So first thing first, that bit here, that needs to be moved into its own geometry. So it needs to be disconnected from the outside. So all of that needs to be disconnected. Yeah. Let's actually do reverse. Disconnect this outside bit. Because that's just fine. Alt-M, separate selection, move along X by known amount of 1 negative. That's okay. Now those vertices here. Let's slide those in, slide those in, slide those, slide those. Now here, slide this way. And slide that. Okay, so that gives us this flat line here. Similarly here. Let's slide that, slide that. Slide that way, slide that way. Okay, so that's our flat here. Now let's select this, move along X by known amount of 1. And yeah, that kind of restores this bit. So that's how we do it. Once again, selecting all of that outside bit, split, move along X by 1. Okay. First close the windows and then just slide everything to one side. That fixed. Now here, slide windows closed. Now slide those to the sides. And that one, move along X by 1 negative. Okay, so that's our riddle that we just want to change material to Van 70 riddle. So it uses the same headlights as dash 70, though does it? Yeah, the headlights are smaller, they have just wider rims. That's okay. $37. Okay. 37 new cars. Yeah, that sounds a bunch. I'll have to sit down and identify all those new vehicle IDs. But yeah, thanks for the heads up. Okay, oh, why is this bit here missing? Okay, yeah, it's missing. Because that face is... Those faces are oriented the wrong way. Alt N, flip. Okay. Back face culling. Okay, and here we have more of this same trouble. Back face culling. Let's see, face orientation. So those faces and that one, Alt N, flip. Those are fine. Those red are fine because that's just the gaps we're looking through. This grill also is fine because those are just gaps. Okay. Back face culling. And those are seats, doors, engine block, wheel well, those two need to be connected. And called vehicles interior. That's fine. Now what about the tail? What about the tail? Tail, dash, and Chevy. Okay, here it is. So we want to cut out those lights. So let's insert here. And since it's rectangular, we can just slide all whole edges. And that should give us a good result. So that's one. Face, insert, edge, slide up, slide right, slide down. Okay, and let's cut that way. Okay, here, same deal. Knife, cut, cut. select all of those, edge, mark as sharp, extrude by Y, clamp to zeros. Now those, select those, edge, mark as sharp, extrude, clamp to zeros, switch to median point, and scale by X a little bit in. Now let's select all of that, select all of that, select all of that, select all of that. UV, select, move, and here. Oh. Also, just a heads up, probably next weekend I'm gonna try some other game, because this quarantine zone game, from what I saw, its demo is like completable in a couple of hours, so maybe that's what I'm gonna do. Just check out this demo and complete it. Okay, so this is Chevy tail. What is our dash tail? Oh. So that looks like it's shared across both of those, doesn't it? Okay. So let's take this Chevy tail, take that geometry, take that geometry, select all of that, select all of that. Okay. Move selection, and we know that this can be called shared. Control J. Okay. Mesh, cleanup, merge by distance. Okay. That's fine. Now, dash here. Those two, we don't need those. So let's drop faces. Oh, no. Why did I do that? I totally messed up something here. Let's undo everything here up to separating those. Okay. Before I decide if they can be shared, I need to set correct material here. So dash van 70 here. So this Chevalier, that needs to be Chevalier van. Okay. And that should be dash van. Okay. So yeah, sides can be shared. Now I feel marginally more stupid for rolling all that back, but what you gonna do about it? Nothing for sure. I wouldn't do nothing for sure. Okay, so that's separate. Now join here. Mesh, cleanup, merge by distance. 16 vertices, done. Cool. So now those two can be removed. And these two I need to like insert and prepare those lights. So those lights. They are round, and usually for round ones we use 8 vertices. Let's slide those up. Let's slide those down. Now slide that in. Slide that in. Okay. Oh, let's add 2 cuts here, 2 cuts here. For those cuts, those corner points, they don't need to be that distinct, so let's shove them all up. Especially since they are not connected here. So, sliding all of that up. Sliding all of that up. Okay. Slide in, slide in, slide in. So here we have 8 corners here. Slide that down. Okay. So those 2, that's one light, and that's the other light. But here we have a problem. Because if we just use those lights and shared bit, we're gonna be missing those lights here. So instead, what we have to do is select this face, separate selection. That's gonna be like a light, rear, left, shared. And since it's shared, it's a component. And now that light needs to have like array, no count, no offset, caps. Use this shared light as a like template. So that's okay. Same with this light now. Add component, generate array, no count, no offset, use cap with this light. No, not a van. Component, a light, rear left shared. Okay. That's good. And we'll do the same for the other light here. That moves. Rear right shared. Okay, so now those lights have a fill in for those side lights, and we can for sure also fill in those holes here. Edge, mark as sharp, extrude by Y without magnet mode. Individual origins, clamp to zeros. Okay, so you're still clipping in here a bit, but that feels like that's some just outright wrong geometry, doesn't it? Like we had something left over from those doors. Yeah, that triangle here. That one can go. Do we have something similar on this side? No, we don't. Okay, no clipping here. Select that, UVs into zeros, and clamp here. Cool. So that's our dash tail and chevalier tail. So once again, that vehicle, that now needs to fill in this rear. Add generate array, no counts, no offsets, merge caps, tail chevalier 70. And that's the whole vehicle. Set up. Now dash 70, same deal. Let's duplicate this array, and instead of this component, select tail dash 70. That is fine. And finally, this riddle. Let's duplicate tail dash 70. And that is it. Those vehicle base objects are all done. Now we just need to process all doors, slap them to animations, and we can put those vans in game. Woohoo! But one thing kinda bothers me, and I need to check it in game. Good thing we have game here in background. Bad thing, it's like middle of night, so yeah. Well, it's almost done. General debuggers. Let's speed up time a little bit, and like that. Close. Okay. Riddle. So this mystery corporation, then, oh, hello, what are you? Is this a spare tire or something? Spare tire, can we remove it? Yep, that's a spare tire. Okay. So, what I wanted to check is windows. So we have front windows and we don't have any rear windows aside for this rear window on the doors, I guess. Your vehicle debuggers, vehicle angles. Okay. So those doors don't have even this rear window. Where is this rear window then? Like, that's weird. That's really weird. But okay. Okay. I'm just gonna ignore this part for animated or removable bits. That's not a big deal. So let's, oh, by the way, let's rear doors, remove. So can we install that now? And nope. So that window should be part of this rear door. It's not. It's nothing we should worry about. Okay. So now, yeah, and side doors here, we also have windowless options for this riddle van. And that's what I was curious about. Okay. Select those two, insert a little bit. Knife cut here, up here. That's fine. Knife cut here, up here. Oh, that's fine. And cut in corner here. Select all, mesh cleanup, merge by distance, please. 6 vertices, just on the door. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Now you should move up here, you should move slightly down, and you like that. Okay. That is our window object. Let's separate it. Now the rest of this door. Normally we already start with some geometry, but this time no. So to add it, we can use this solidify modifier and apply it to give this door some thickness. Now, first thing that we then want to do is select, okay, let's just do it vertex by vertex then. Magnet on. So inside vertices clamp to their outside counterparts. Nope, not for those two though, not yet. Let's get our knife, cut here, and cut here. So after we have this extra loop, we can now merge those vertices and keep this geometry here. So that one is needed. And finally here. Okay. Cut as well from here to here. And that bit, yeah, also cut from here to here. I guess. Okay, so that's first thing. Next. This coloring is for the outside. We want the inside of the door to be colored differently. UVs. Now where's the interior colors? Select all, move. Okay, you move in here, I guess, and you all move, yeah, move it like here. So that's now our door textured. Now, door should have some thickness. And usually that's articulated here. Move along X, cut that, and move along X, like that. Okay, Y. I'm a bit at the loss here, but I guess that's just Solidify messed up a little bit. So let's fix all of that. Did it mess up here too? No, it did not. At least I hope not. Okay. Move X to match this. Okay, so that's our door with some thickness. Select all, edge, set sharpness by angle, mesh, clean up, merge by distance, nothing removed, Alt N, average by face area. Okay. So that one we can shove up here, I guess. Yeah, and that one's actually should be cut this way instead, like it was initially done. Okay, I like this door. We'll keep it. That one is door front left object. Oh, you should be part of this door. Thank you. Okay, that bit here we already emulated with Solidify modifier, so we don't need that at all. That is hood. Okay. Once again, let's start by mesh, cleanup, merge by distance. Okay, we had one excess vertex. Generate, solidify. Now apply. UV editing. Clamp into 0 and move. Okay, where did you go? Okay, let's move cursor here. Let's go to 2D cursor, clamp 0. That should move it here. Nope, it did not. UV editing, select all, okay. Move here. So that's our hood object. Hood object. Okay, and that is the same for all types of vehicles, I hope. Now that's rear doors. Those rear doors, they come with some inside panels, but we don't really need those. So let's just select those doors we actually want to keep. Then no sculpting, please. Select, invert, drop all faces. Oh, select all, mesh, clean up, delete loose. Okay. Yay. Oh, and you're still watching Zomboid instead of Blender. Well, that's the door we created here, and that's the rear doors we'll be working on now. Let's start by... yeah, let's select that door, Alt-M, selection, move X by known amount of 1 negative. Okay, now those two can be selected and inset in parallel. Like that. Now diagonals here can be dissolved. Those two can slide down, and now this slide here and slide here. Cool. So this is our window placements. Those two, let's separate selection, hide that. Okay, now solidify. All of those doors are now solidified. Let's apply. Okay, select all of those. UV editing. Okay, move you down here. Size you down. Okay, like that. That's our insides of those doors. And one more thing that I want to do is like, not 3D cursor, median point. I want to give those interior edges here a little gap. So scale X and move them just a scooch aside. Now, don't auto weld. Move X 1. So now this way they have this gap here, and for sure export as two different meshes. Okay, that's our rear doors that we usually call as trunk object. That's fine. Now that one here. We want this to be moved X1, just so we don't forget. We'll deal with this a bit later. First, let's deal with this door too. Okie dokie. Well, since we will be using solidify modifier on this door, we need to have this mirror as its own object for now. Now selecting those two, insert a bit here, knife, cut that way, and that way, knife, cut that way, and up that way. Oh, let's turn auto weld back on. Okay, that kind of matches the shape. Let's move this out. And now we want to... oh, sorry. Before we do that, select all, mesh, clean up, delete loose, select all, mesh, clean up, merge by distance, 6 vertices removed. And now, after we cleaned it up, now we can solidify. That should give us a little better results, especially in here. Apply. So next, we want to cut from here to here to here. That's okay. And from here to... oh, do we... okay. Faces, select all, like that, and let's deselect this face loop. UV editing. Why are... oh, okay. So you should have something here, right? Slide match here. Edge, set sharpness by angle. Okay, so that's still something wrong here. Okay, do we have some excess faces inside? Yes, I think we do, yeah. Yeah, that one must go. Edge, set sharpness by angle, and still. What's wrong? Oh, because that side is not fixed yet. Okay, that's fine. Now let's give it some thickness. Oh, we should use this one. Move X, that and that one. Move X to match. Okay, so that's our door. Alt N, average by face area. And that door needs to be joined with this mirror. Door front right object. Yay. Okay, once again, that bit we don't need anymore. That bit, okay, that is front seats. Front seats is something we do need, so let's do our standard stuff. Let's drop those edges now. Okay, that got dropped too, right? Right. Scale, Shift X, well, no, not median point, individual origins, scale, Shift X, 0. Done. Cut in the middle, scale by X at a 0. That ritual is done. Now, separate this half. Duplicate and separate this bit here. Now that and that, join in, edit, clamp to 0, move X, and yeah, everything got connected. Edge, set sharpness by angle. Let's unsharpen those two. Alt N, average face area. Okay, so that's our processed seat from which we want to duplicate this side. Set sharp by angle, unsharpen those two. Alt N, average by face area. So you are seat front left object. Seat front right object. Okay, so those two seats are now processed. What about this? Okay, that's our window. Alt N, average face area, duplicate, Alt N, flip. Okay, you are window front left object. And what is that? Okay. Alt N, average face area, edge, clear all sharp, duplicate, Alt N, flip. Rear window object, that's fine. That is fine. Now, next. Window for front right object. No underscore between those. That's okay. Okay, so that's our side doors. Okay, once again, we need to separate them into two objects. First, Alt-M, selection, move along Y by 1, negative. So this is one step. Next, we want to, well, first of all, we have a version that has no windows, but to do that, we will first... Do we want first to make a version with windows and then no windows, or the other way around? Well, I started selecting windows, so I'll just finish it then. Move in here and move in. Okay, dissolve this edge. Slide in here. Slide in here. That's okay. So that and that, let's move them to their own object. Generate, solidify. Apply. Okay. Okay, UVs, select all, move, scale by X, like so. Okay. And finally, just like we did with rear doors, I want a bit of a gap here. Median point, scale Y. Okay. Scale Y a little bit. That's a bit too much. Scale Y. Like that. Okay. Okay, that's good. Now, this whole thing without outer weld, move along Y1. So that's our doors. Edge, set sharpness by angle, Alt-N, average by face area. So that add, okay. Okay. Move Y1 negative. Select all, mesh, clean up, merge by distance, mesh, clean up, delete loose. And now move Y1. Okay. That should do that. Edge, clear, sharp. There's still edge. I said clear, sharp. Okay, that's because before we did solidify, we didn't sort out this geometry, so now we have this problem. Let's turn auto weld and move it here. Okay, that's fine. Now those doors are fine. That is our door, rear, left object. Now we need a version of those doors without windows. So shift duplicate, shift duplicate. So this is gonna be door riddle. And if we edit it, well, there's only a couple of edits that we need. Let's grab those two, Alt-M, selection, move along known distance of X by 1. That's good. Okay, slide that way and that way. Okay. And now those two, let's move along X by 1 negative. So they are welded back where they belong. Now those two, let's slide away from our center point. Okay, and just so it makes sense why it looks like that, let's assign a dash riddle material here. Okie dokie. Next item is, okay, this window. Move Y1. Select all, Alt-N. Average face area, duplicate. Flip. And let's name you window rear left object. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, that's our next door that we need to deal with. So once again, select this, separate selection, move by 1 negative here. Let's do the same with windows. Once again, inset. Dissolve edge. Slide down. Oh, you missed a lot. And the stream is actually coming to completion in just over half an hour. But yeah, you know, if I don't forget to put the recordings on YouTube, you can watch it there. And I had a bit of a stressful gameplay session today, and it ran over by like 40 minutes because I wasn't safe completing it. And I'm still not sure if I wouldn't be eaten immediately when loading back in next time. But that's just CDDA mode for you. Okay. Generate, solidify. Now apply. Okay. Okay, scale by Y and move you in a scooch. Disable auto weld. And okay, which one of you is wrong? Okay, you. Move Y1. Okay. Here we are. Oh, and once again, I forgot to do that mesh, clean up, merge by distance. Okay, there were no faults here, so we can do that. Move Y1, edge, set sharpness by angle. Yeah, that looks fine from the start. Alt N, average by face area. And you are door rear right object. That's fine. Move Y1, select all, average face area, duplicate and flip. Window rear right object. Window rear right object with small. Okay. Window. That's fine. That's why rear wasn't matching. Now with the door, we need another variant. Let's duplicate. Now let's edit those insides. Alt M, move X1, negative. So we need a windowless version of those doors. Oh, Let's check auto weld. Okay, and here oops. Okay, and just to be sure, that needs material for a riddle. That is called door rear right riddle object. Okay, those doors are now done. What is left? I don't think there's much. So there's those seats. And what is that? Oh, and windshield. Windshield object. That's fine. Now processing seats. X, dissolve edges. That's fine. Let's start by selecting all of those edges. Make sure this one is set to individual origins. Scale Shift X 0 to make them parallel to axis. 0, scale X 0 to make it orthogonal to axis, and now we can cut the seat in half. So like that, separate selection. Duplicate, separate. Okay, that's one seat done. Well, we still need to rename it. Duplicate. Okay, so those two seats are now complete. Now let's deal with those seats. Back here. X, dissolve edges. S Shift X 0 to make sure parallel, 0 SX 0 to make sure it's orthogonal, transparent selection, select all of that, separate, duplicate, separate, join, clear sharp, average face area. Okay, let's select that, clamp by X, move by X, select all edge, sharpness by angle, unsharpen those two, Alt N, average face area. Okay, so all of those seats are now done. That one is seat, middle left object. That one is seat rear left object. That one is seat middle right object. That one is seat rear right object. Okay, now those two are just for reference, so let's drop them because we have those vehicles done. Now we have a base vehicle for Chevalier Van 70. We have Dash 70. And we have a Dash Riddle. Okay, all of those are done. Now time to add armature and start animating. And I believe we'll finish animation clips this stream and then we'll import them into game next stream. Okay. Add armature. Oh. You know what? It's just under 3 hours of recording here. Well, nothing to do. Vehicle bone. Let's set its size to be like 0.5. Would that be enough though? Because I wanted to, yeah, that pokes about right. Now that's one bone. We need like a bone to control hood. Edge set sharpness by angle, Alt N, average by face area. And hello. Well, Olami, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if you have noticed, but I'm not streaming a game at that moment. So I feel like you are being a bit of a bot. No offense though. Everybody's doing what they gotta do. Okay, so that bone is gonna be called hood bone that's fine. Now trunk. For trunk, we also need a separate version of trunk with without those window holes. Right? Alright. So let's, but we'll deal with that. Yeah, we'll deal with that now. So let's duplicate. Let's call you trunk riddle object. And same as we did with both those side doors, let's select those two bits and pieces. Let's separate selection. Move along Y by known amount of 1. And now that, let's slide here, slide here, slide up, slide up. Okay, that's good. Next, here, let's move away from this middle section so we don't auto-weld it by accident. I mean, the world is not gonna end if we auto-weld it, but let's just avoid that. Okay, that's done. Linked, move Y, 1 negative. So that auto welds back in place. Select all edge, set sharpness by angle. Alt N, average by face area. That's okay. Now here, select all edge, set sharpness by angle, Alt N, average by face area. That's fine too. And we also want to select those two vertices as our pivot. Let's cursor to selected. Select armature, add bone. That bone is trunk left bone. Let's give it appropriate size. Now, that vertex and that vertex, cursor to selected. That one be trunk right bone. Okay, yeah. Let's give you its correct size too. Okay, that's more bones. Now, doors, front left. Okay, let's pivot around here. That is front left door bone. And let's give you a correct size. That's okay. Cursor to selected. Let's add a bone. That bone is front right door bone. Give it correct size and done. Okay, those are good. Now, we also want window bones. But first, yeah, let's get those. So first, that's gonna be one bone position here. And that's gonna be a rear left door front bone. That might be a little bit confusing name, because we have both rear and front here, but that's gonna be what it's gonna be. Shift S, cursor to selected. Add, that one is a rear left door, rear bone. Okay, that's okay. Okay, Shift A. That is a rear right door front bone. And point 2. Done. Rear right door, rear bone. Point 2. Okay, and those are almost done. And the only remaining thing is window bones. So those two, Shift S, cursor to selected. Add front left window bone. Give it the right size and relations parent it to this door bone. Shift S, cursor to selected. Tab, Shift A. You are front right window bone. Point 1 and parent to this door bone. Okay, so that's all of our bones, but now we need to also set up all the vertex groups. Yay. So let's start by checking those bones. Hood bone. Let's copy this name, and that bone needs to have a vertex group here on this hood. Well, good thing that this whole object needs to be part of this group, so nothing fancy here. And no other object needed. Now, trunk left bone. That's gonna be a bit trickier. So first we have trunk object here. And that needs to have this vertex group, but only this part here should be assigned to it. Now that, okay, let's give you correct material first, and a vertex group, paste name. Edit, we know that only this bit here needs to be in trunk left bone group. That's fine. And finally we have a rear window object. That also needs to have a group based on this bone. And okay, only those faces need to be there. Cool. Next bone. trunk right bone. That's largely all the same objects, but the other items. So here, add vertex group. Let's add a name, select all, deselect everything from this group and assign here. That's fine. Now trunk. Paste. Select all, deselect, assign. That's fine. Now trunk riddle, add group, add name, select all, deselect, select group, assign. Okay, that should do all of that. Next, what we have? Front left door bone. Yep, let's select that. Door, front left, nothing fancy. Everything here should be part of this group. That's okay. Now, we also have window front left. Vertex group, paste. And we know that this bit here needs to be part of this group. Because that part of the window is only connected to door and is not rolled down. But that vertex, that bone name, once again, window front left, let's assign, paste, and LL, assign, that's it. So you go to this vertex group. Similar. That bone name here, door front right. And window front right. And group name and only those two. Fine. Next bone would be that. Copy. And same object here. That is a Chevalier Van 70. That would be that. Assign. Yeah, let me show you. So the most fun of this group is this one. So let's set that, and trunk riddle. So this is how it looks. Well, also with doors and hood, of course. But we also have a version like that with couple windows here, or a version with Chevalier with just one big window here, and slightly different layouts of headlights. So those are high up, like was, and Chevalier is like lower down. That's one we are working. Okay, rear left door bone, front bone. Okay. Now door rear left. That is one object that needs to be here, and just this part. Sign, exit. Now this door as well. Add vertex group. Select just that, assign. Now rear left door, rear bone. Copy that object, paste group name, select all that, assign that object, add group, paste group name, edit, select this, assign. Okay, those are done. 2 bones remaining. That bone, oops, set that bone, Control C, door rear right. Okay, so that is front bone. So that's the front part of this door. Assign. And similarly here. Assign. Next, final bone. Copy. Paste. Assign. And paste. Assign. Okay, that's all done. Now all those doors, hood, rear window, both trunks. Oh, window, 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 window. Oh. Oh no, I forgot those windows to assign them to bones. Okay. 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 Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, percentage complete is roughly the same we checked last time, about 52. Because I didn't add many vehicles since then. Well, we have Morocco done, but that's it. And for Morocco, we should really look into splitting it into 2 different vehicle IDs. Because of those different doors. Anyway, we now need to add some bits here. Security cars, yeah, that's good to know. And if they are already done, then linking up more skins is nothing to worry about, but we have a lot of geometry that needs doing. Anyway, those windows, okay, rear left, rear right. We want this rear left door front bone. Let's copy. Now, window rear left front bone, select all. Assign. Now that door, that bone name, paste, select that, assign. That's okay. That bone copy name. That window, add vertex group, assign. And assign. Okay, that's good. Now all those windows, those trunks, those doors, all of that needs to be parented to armature with armature deform. Okay, and we should be ready to produce animations. Select armature, go to armature, this selection, pick action editor, new action, let's call it hood closing. Okay, so that's our hood bone, that's our closed position. Let's save that. Do I really need this? I don't, but what you gonna do? Okay, that was closed position, so that should be on 41 instead. And here it should be open position. That is like rotate that way. There's a windshield. Okay, I don't want to clip into windshield or even this vehicle itself. So let's try to moderate our open. Oh, and we really cannot do that. So let's not just rotate it, but also move it. So like that. And maybe rotate it a bit further. So okay, let's pretend that they're like larger hinges here. So let's that's our trunk, hood open animation. Let's save it. Let's copy. Let's go for trunk closing animation. Drop that. Now that bone. Save, save. That bone. Save, save. Top view. Let's move to first frame. Yeah, sure, we can discuss it after a stream. That's no worries. Okay, let's open that. Save, save. And that one, rotate. Let's like make them a bit different. And another thing, let's select both of those. So let's go like here, this one frame here, and I want that bone. Save this frame and keep it till like here. That way we start by swinging one door, then another. Like the first door we swung, it goes wider. Okay, so that's our little bit of natural animation. Copy now. Door front left closing. Select all, drop all. Select this bone. Save closed position, top view. Rotate. That's our open and oh, yeah, that's our open position. And here we want to backspace and save and save. That's our closed position. Save, copy, front, right, closing. Drop that, select this bone. Closed position, save, move you to start, rotate, save, save, and fine. Okay, that's good. Shield, copy, door, rear, right, closing. Drop that. Okay, now that bone. That's your closed position. That bone, that's your closed position. Okie dokie. Roll all the way here. Let's rotate you. Let's rotate you. Okay, like so. And same deal we did with rear doors. Let's give what door does have handle on it? So that's gonna be the first to open. Okay, so that one needs a delay. So that goes here and way here. So we start with this door and then this door. Cool. Select all, shield, copy, door rear, left, closing, drop all of those. So that one, save, that one, save, open here, rotate that, rotate that, save, save. Okay, once again, which of you has the handle? Texture, okay, that one. So that one needs a delay. Okay, so that's our rear door animations. Save, copy. Now window, front, left closing. Window, front, left closing. No, for Windows we use open animation types. Select all, drop all. That bone. Frame 1 is your closed position. And frame 21 is your open position. So move by Z down here. That's gonna be a pretty simple animation, if I reckon. Okay, so here let's pivot around 3D cursor, rotate by Y, and just hide that inside so it doesn't clip. Save, and whoop, that's okay. Shield, save, front, right window, open, drop that, select that, I said select that, though cursor also probably should be here. Move a Z down, move a Z like that, move X. Okay, and you look like you don't even need any rotating. Well, yeah, I'm gonna trust you. Okay, so that's our open frame and our starting frame. Let's put it here. That's it. That's all the animations done. So, thank you for watching. I hope to see you next week. I'm gonna be glad to talk to you on Steam chats or Discord or wherever we have contacts. And, why is it showing that I'm on... Oh, no, here. That's like... Almost 6 hours. Huh. Why almost? Did we miss some stream time? Well, either way, thank you for watching. That's the end of the stream. I hope to see you next time when we'll put those 3 vehicle types into in the game. Then by that time I'll figure out which new vehicles are added and if we can add those in game too. So gonna be good. And finally we'll add Morocco 80s in game 2 as well. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye.